Good morning. Cardinal Sean used to always tell us, and reading in the Acts of the Apostles, which during the Easter season we do a lot of, that about all the great sequels and movies and things like that, and how the Acts of the Apostles is the sequel to the Gospel of Luke. I love the Acts of the Apostles because it takes us through the foundation of the church and what actually had to be done in order for us to be here. What needed to be sacrificed, what needed to be believed, the conviction, the insistence, the persistence that could have only come to these apostles and disciples through the power of God. God uses us as instruments. And no matter how much we limit ourselves and our own ability, we cannot limit what God can do with us if we cooperate with God's will. Going back all the way to the time of Moses, where he was saying to God, I'm not your guy. I'm not good at I'm not an orator. I'm not a good speaker. He said, don't worry about it. I got it. I am. When we look at the Acts of the Apostles, look at today, before the gospel. So the gospel comes first, but following, it's like in reverse order, right? Following the gospel, we go back to that first reading. And in that first reading, we see how God, people are coming to see these apostles just to be in the shadow. Just to be in the shadow of these people. That's not their power, that's God's power. And they recognize that, and they want to be near it. And then you go to Revelation in the next book, and John says, I'm on Patmos because I wouldn't stop talking about God and my belief and my faith, and so they kicked me out. Bishop Barron this week in his reflection said, Patmos, it's like saying I'm in Alcatraz. Remember, that prison off San Francisco Bay? So I'm sitting here at Alcatraz, and I'm writing this because I wouldn't shut up about God, right? Here I am. And he just kept writing about it and talking about it, and God revealed things to him. And he was so convicted that he didn't care, and he kept going. The apostles were so convicted, the rest of them that weren't at Patmos, that they gave their lives for this. That is a gift of faith. We're in the Easter season right now. The Easter season is a time not just of joy and renewal, but it's a time of remembering the Easter season for those first apostles. This was the time where Jesus had risen from the dead, and there was this new kind of vigor in them to go forward, to proclaim the truth, and to spread it throughout the world. We don't read this and celebrate this because it's a fun story, or it's interesting, or it's entertaining. We are called to reflect upon this, and the church gives us these readings in this season so we can remember that we're to do the same thing that they did. We are called in our baptism, priest, prophet, and king, to spread the gospel throughout the world, not to passively accept it and say, this is nice. I enjoy being here with everybody in Catholic, and then I'm going to leave and do whatever it is that I do. We are called to take all this in, to receive this Eucharist, to be inspired, and to have belief, and to go out into the world and spread it. And yes, we're imperfect people. I talk about Peter all the time. He's a personal favorite, but today, it's Thomas. He's like, I'm not going to believe. You guys are nuts. I saw him die. Get out of here. Now, we could easily judge and say, oh, why didn't Thomas believe? He said, I'm going to. Well, would you? Seriously. Think about it. There's a beautiful Caravaggio painting where Thomas is literally, it's Jesus and Thomas, and Jesus is saying, here I am. And Thomas is looking, and he's like, oh, right? That'd be me. It would. I don't like to say that, but I think it's true. Oh, your friend that died? Yeah. No, he's fine. We saw him yesterday. Sure you did, right? But then he sees him and he says, my Lord, my God. So immediately he realizes, I made a mistake. And when he makes that mistake, he doesn't say, no, that isn't you. No. He just says, my Lord, my God, and falls to his knees. And says, forgive me of my unbelief, and now I believe. And then Jesus says something really cool. Blessed are those who believe and have not seen. Do you know who they are? That's us. We believe and we have not seen. That's a gift. Faith is a gift, and it's something that we call to nurture and share. It isn't something that's supposed to be personal and our own that we keep. It's something that we're supposed to nurture and share. We are here together now, nurturing. When we leave, especially during this Easter season, a time of change, a time of renewal, we're called to share. So today, on this Divine Mercy Sunday, when we ask God for his patience with us and his mercy for us, we ask for the strength and the wisdom to, while we are here together, nurture, and when we go forth, to spread the word of God to the whole world.